So I really wanted to take some time to talk about masks, because I know they've sparked some interesting debate, especially over the past couple of months in general. Um, and so I wanted to talk about it. So, first of all, I wanted to talk about the science of masks because I think it's widely misunderstood that masks actually aren't supposed to filter out virus particles as much as they're supposed to diffuse your breath into the air, right? And so, you know, um, yeah, so virus particles are way too small to be caught by basically any cloth or anything like that. But the thing is that many cloths are able to stop large droplets from getting out of your mouth, which are the things that carry viruses. Viruses don't typically travel by dust, especially the coronavirus. It travels by water droplets because they like water, even though they're made out of lipids, which lipids are hydrophobic. Sorry, but that's not something I want to talk about. But yeah, so they filter out these they filter out these bigger droplets, right? Let me see. I think I have an N95 mask here somewhere. Aha. So this is an N95 mask. Sorry. The camera wants to follow my face, and then it got lost. Okay, so this is an N95 mask. An N95 mask is a little different. So an N95 mask works by taking, it works by having a little bit of static charge in these fibers, and then this static charge picks up the viruses, right? Okay, and so it's able to bring in air. Of course, if you don't wear it correctly, it's just gonna get through in between here, and that's why there's a missing wire, and that's why I don't use this anymore. I'll probably put a wire in there or something. But yeah, I know so many people who do or this it just opens it up, and so that's why you want to wear a mask correctly, and that's why it's important to wear a mask correctly. Okay, and then I wanted to talk about how masks diffuse your breath into the air, right? So masks are able to slow down your breath, right? You put on your mask, you're like, really good test is if you can blow out a candle with a mask, the mask doesn't work. Now, this one, I obviously cannot blow out a candle with this. But, say with the thinnest cloth on earth, I'd easily be able to. And so that's why it's important to but the air around you can't travel as far when you have a mask on, right? And so that makes it so that people can be closer together without having as much risk. And even if you're wearing a mask like this or something, you're still blocking the air from traveling as far. And so that's one of the good things, is even if you're wearing a mask incorrectly, it does prevent you from spreading, but it doesn't really protect you as much from catching it if you're wearing it incorrectly. And now I want to talk about, I know this is inevitably going to be called political and stuff, but I wanted to talk about why wearing a mask is important. And wearing a mask is important mainly because, it works. And I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, it works. And we've been using these guys for decades. And not decades, for 100 years. The 1918 flu pandemic, they wore these, except that's a whole different story. They actually didn't work. The masks back then the fabric just didn't work. But this does work. And so I think that's the important thing, is that by not wearing a mask, sure, I'm sure people are like, well, then I don't care if I catch it. It's not about it's not about if you catch it. It's more about if you spread it, right? you do not want to catch it if you don't want to spread it, right? That's the first thing you want to do. And so then, if you catch it, to prevent you spreading it, you've got to help other people. You've got to help the vulnerable by wearing a mask, because it's going to help them. And I know it's very hard to see the difference it makes. You can't, walk by somebody in Target and realize that you just saved their life, but you might have by wearing a mask, right? And so that's the important part. And I think that's a lot of times why people don't think masks work, is because they can't see the impact of it. And I think that's why masks are so heavily debated on. So yeah, I know I don't want this to seem political at all, but I did want to talk about masks, because masks are amazing, and they already have helped fight this pandemic a lot. They're going to help fight this pandemic even with the vaccine out, because the vaccine doesn't necessarily protect you from spreading the virus for reasons I don't want to get into. And so, yeah. So, just wear a mask. I think that's really the whole point of this video. Just wear a mask. That's the main thing. Masks are great pieces. They're great tools to stop the spread of coronavirus. So yeah, wear a mask. Protect the people you know, and even the people you don't know. I think that's really the main thing. So yeah, please leave a like, leave a comment on what you thought of the video, and of course subscribe if you like it, and ring the bell if you really like my channel. I know I'm just starting out, but yeah, and sorry about the video and audio quality, but I think really what matters here is the content, and yeah, unfortunately I just don't have the storage to be able to hold this. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, have a great day and keep learning.